What is forensic psychology? Forensic psychology is the area of psychology that looks at how psychology helps the legal and justice system. In simple terms, it explores how people think, feel, and behave in situations involving rules, fairness, crime, and the law. You can think of forensic psychologists as detectives of the mind. They don't solve cases with fingerprints and magnifying glasses. They solve them by understanding behavior, memory, decision-making, and why people act the way they do. One important part of forensic psychology is helping courts understand people's thoughts and behavior. For example, if someone has committed a crime, a forensic psychologist might help figure out why it happened and whether the person needs support, treatment, or a different kind of help to keep others safe. Another big area is eyewitness memory. People often think that memory works like a video camera, but it doesn't. Memories can be blurry, incomplete, or influenced by stress. Forensic psychologists study how memory works so that police and courts can understand what witnesses remember accurately and what they might be unsure about. For instance, a person who witnesses something scary might remember the big details but forget the small ones, and that's completely normal. Forensic psychologists also look at interviewing techniques. When police interview witnesses, especially children, it's important to ask questions in a fair and gentle way that doesn't confuse or pressure them. Forensic psychologists train interviewers to ask open, calm questions like, "What did you see?" instead of leading questions that suggest an answer. Another major area is understanding behavior that breaks rules, like aggression or stealing. Forensic psychologists explore what might cause this behavior. Things like difficult life experiences, peer pressure, stress, or poor impulse control. Their goal isn't to judge, but to understand and help people change. They also help with risk assessment, which is a way of figuring out how likely someone is to repeat harmful behavior. This helps the justice system make responsible decisions about safety, rehabilitation, and support. Forensic psychology doesn't only focus on people who break rules. It also looks at victims and witnesses. When someone has been hurt or frightened, they may feel scared, confused, or overwhelmed. Forensic psychologists help support them emotionally, explain what will happen in court, and prepare them so they feel safe and understood. Another important topic is lie detection, not in the Hollywood sense with fancy machines, but by understanding behavior and communication. Forensic psychologists study how stress, fear, and pressure can influence how people speak or act. But they know that behaviors like fidgeting or looking away don't automatically mean someone is lying. The job is to analyze situations carefully and fairly. Finally, forensic psychologists work in many places: courts, prisons, schools, police stations, and hospitals, anywhere people need help understanding behavior within the justice system. They help create fairer decisions, safer communities, and better support for people who are struggling. At its heart, forensic psychology teaches us that behavior has reasons, that memory is powerful but not perfect, and that fairness is essential. It reminds us that understanding people, not just judging them, is a key part of justice and safety. So the next time you hear about the legal system, witness stories, or someone trying to understand why people break rules, remember this: forensic psychology helps bring truth, fairness, and understanding into situations where they matter most.
If you enjoyed our channel, please click subscribe.